All right, both teams jogging out towards midfield for this opening face-off. You can expect Johnny Mullen for the Orange to take the opening draw. The 5th best face-off percentage in the country at just over 64%. And the guy he's going to go up against, most likely, Will Lynch for Notre Dame. He's got the 6th best face-off percentage in the country at exactly 64%. So, I mean, Hudson, even down to the face-off specialist, these two teams are so evenly matched.
This is by far the toughest test Mullen has had to face this year. Last year, Will Lynch dominated both Mullen and Mason Cone when those two were the starters. Notre Dame didn't lose more than 50% of faceoffs in that game like they had in some others. SU went just 9 of 29 in that game. That determined the win there.
Mullen, the sophomore, Lynch, the senior. Syracuse attacking the right cage, Notre Dame attacking the left. The Orange wearing the all-white uniforms with blue chrome helmets. Notre Dame wearing the all-navy uniforms with gold helmets. The whistle blows, and who else but Johnny Mullen to win it for Syracuse. He works over the midfield line near side as the Orange set up its offense. Peyton Anderson with the lefty cradle, about 30 yards out from cage. Slings it towards the far side for Sam English. Gary Gate talked about the workload that English has had. They have trackers on these players and their workloads, and he said he's easily up there for the most hardworking player on both sides. He can do it on offense and on defense as Syracuse passes along the far wing.
The Orange really taking their time to set up. Johnny Mullen just made his way off the field 35 seconds into the shot clock.
Michael Leo, split dodge, works down right alley, has a step, peels back at goal line extended near side, switches to the lefty cradle, passes straight away for Roa, lets a sidewinder go, and it's denied by Richard Delly. Notre Dame has it and works from right to left. Thomas Richard Delly, the junior netminder for Notre Dame, as the Fighting Irish have the successful clear.
Richard Delly, big question mark today. One of the better teams he's faced all year. Only played one game in the 2 championship seasons under Liam Entenmann. Now he's getting his time to shine. That is their question mark today, though.
I was going to say some big shoes that Richard Delly has to fill with. Entenmann was the 2024 ACC Goaltender of the Year last year and a Tewaaraton finalist. Down the far side for Will Angrick. Gets to the far goal line extended. Passes up top. A shot and a goal. Matt Jeffrey, the freshman, getting things started inside the JMA Wireless Dome. It's 1-0 Notre Dame. A minute and a half played in the first quarter. Jeffrey, in his second start as a Fighting Irish, was the top recruit in the class of 2024. His 3rd goal as well on the season. Also a wide receiver on Notre Dame's football team. More of a special teams guy this past year, played in just 4 games. But certainly an athlete, capital A on that, Hudson.
Oh no, definitely. And he got a perfect angle. Kavanaugh carved up enough of an angle, got it to Angrick, who drew the defense, and then it was just a beautiful flip backwards. Jeffrey was ready for the step-down shot.
Will Angrick, the assist on that goal, back to the face-off dot, and it's a face-off violation against Mullen. And so the Fighting Irish go right back on the attack. Minute 40 played in the first quarter, 1-0 Notre Dame on top. About 30 yards out from cage, Jordan Faison. We just talked about Matt Jeffrey. Also Faison, a wide receiver on the Notre Dame football team as well. As Jeffrey works with the righty cradle, far side, peels away from pressure and gives off to Faison, goal line extended. Chris Kavanaugh at X, a name to listen out for. Lefty cradle works towards the far side. Passes in front, on the doorstep, a shot and a goal! Devin McLean cashing in after Chris Kavanaugh put Jake Spallina on ice. 2-0 Notre Dame on top. 2:15 played in the first quarter.
Notre Dame right now is so crafty. You heard in McClurg Modeling Countdown to Face-Off how Chris Kavanaugh has kind of become more of a dynamic passer from X. That's his role. Well, there he filled it perfectly. A threat to wrap around the cage and score. He does that by drawing the defense and then dumping off in front. Can't forget about Devin McLean, too. Used to be a Tewaaraton watch list guy. Quick stick on the doorstep.
McLean 9 points in his last 4 games now, and Kavanaugh with 13 points in his last 3 games. Back to the dot we go, and it's won by Notre Dame. Keep in mind, Mullen had the faceoff violation last time, so out to take the faceoff was Johnny Rachuza. Regardless, Notre Dame really taking advantage of the woes at the faceoff X to start things off for Syracuse.
The Orange right now, I mean, it's only 2 goals, but it feels like a big 2-goal hole early.
Jake Seymour down the left alley, tries a sharp angle shot from above goal line extended. It sails just high of the crossbar. Syracuse's defense coming off of a 12-10 win over Virginia. It was the fewest goals that Virginia has scored against Syracuse in Charlottesville since, get this, 1938. Kavanaugh from straightaway, 25 yards out. Righty cradle dishes off to Seymour, above goal line extended near side. Working the ball around counterclockwise. It works to Fisher Finley. Lefty cradle has an opening, passes down low to the doorstep. Kavanaugh slicing through white jerseys, passes on the doorstep. Oh, what a shot, and a better save by McCool. Rebound on the floor. It's picked up by Notre Dame. Maheras slowing things down as he gives off to Chris Kavanaugh, right alley. 11:38 left to go in the first quarter. 2-0 Notre Dame on top. The Fighting Irish almost just made it 3-0. An excellent shot in tight by Fisher Finley. Had a little behind the back shot there.
Yeah, that was right on the doorstep. Really tough spot for McCool to get his stick to it, but he got his body to it instead.
Brock Behrman getting harassed by Chuck Kaczynski. Has to peel back out. Gives off towards the far side for Finley. Passes to X, rounding the cage, a shot and a goal. Devin McLean. 3-0 Notre Dame on top. 4 minutes played in the first quarter. It's been all Fighting Irish, and Syracuse's defense has no answers.
Yeah, this is rough. The biggest difference right now is an obvious gap in speed. It's very rare that you see Riley Figueres be the slower one in his matchup, but right now he is getting crossed up trying to close guard at X. Syracuse might have to go to a zone defense at this point because they cannot hang in man-to-man right now with the speed of Notre Dame.
Mullen back out to take the face-off. Notre Dame has scored 3 goals on 4 shots on goal. Jimmy McCool in net for Syracuse. Has had above a 500 save percentage in all but 1 game this year. That was against Harvard when he got pulled, but ever since then, Coach Gary Gates said, that's our guy, we're sticking with him. As Syracuse comes away with the face-off victory back in its own end, and Jimmy McCool has it before he quickly gives off. Billy Dwan with the lefty cradle, looks upfield for options. Passes to an area, and there's nobody there. Thomas Ricciardelli out from his crease to pick it up for Notre Dame, and the Fighting Irish are right back on attack. Excellent stick move there by Syracuse, and they come away with possession. McCarthy on the back check for Syracuse. Knocked the ball away from harm's way. Syracuse has another opportunity to get the clear, and they do.
The Orange just playing super sloppy right now, Gino.
Absolutely.
Especially on the defensive end. The long poles have had a very rough time, both on clearing and on defense.
5 minutes played in this first quarter. Syracuse's offense trying to get 1 on the board, down by 3. First 3-0 deficit of the year for the Orange. As Peyton Anderson works straight away with the lefty cradle. 5 yards in from the restraining line, he backs out. Switches to the righty cradle. Works down right alley, gets the double team, pivots backwards, passes to the far doorstep, a shot, just misses wide. Wyatt Hoddle on the ripper. Syracuse gets it on the backup. Joey Spallina at the end line. Passes to McCarthy. Him and Spallina play catch. Spallina rounds to near goal line extended. One hand on the stick, diving, shooting, missing the right post. Syracuse gets its own miss. Straight away for Owen Hiltz. Lefty cradle, swim dodges, over to the right, a shot off the crossbar. Rebound goes all the way past the midfield line in Syracuse's end. Bodies hit the deck, and it rolls out of bounds along the far side. And they say it's Notre Dame ball. Syracuse fans are livid. Best opportunity of the day for Syracuse, though. Owen Hiltz just rang it off the crossbar. But the Orange have to play defense now. 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Notre Dame up 3-0. Will Angrick down the left alley. Passes straight away and a big-time hit. And a flag flies. Chuck Kaczynski came flying in and labeled Jake Taylor. But a flag came out immediately.
Wow. Right on the doorstep, Jake Taylor did not have his head on the swivel and got lit up by the stick of Kaczynski.
White killed on the blue hole. Fouls on white 26. Cross check, 1 minute. White 26, cross check, 1 minute. Reset to 60, please. Thank you.
So with 8:43 left to go in the first quarter and down by 3, Syracuse goes on the man-down defense.
And
so far this season, Syracuse 70% success rate on the man down. That's 23rd best in the country.
It's clear right now what Syracuse is doing with Jake Taylor. He's been your kryptonite in the 6 games he's played against you. They have labeled him twice in the middle of the field. They will not let Taylor get to the slot.
Taylor with 15 career goals against Syracuse as another whistle is blown. Head coach for Notre Dame, Kevin Corrigan, wanting an explanation. Corrigan entering his 37th season as head coach for Notre Dame, the longest active tenured coach in men's lacrosse at the Division I level. And so Notre Dame waiting to restart play. Jeffrey Ricciardelli takes the ball out along the far wing, known as the man-up specialist. 4 EMO goals this season. Was tied for 8th in the country last year for man-up goals with 7. Had 9 total goals on the year that year as well. Notre Dame working the ball around. Angrick with the lefty cradle finds Kavanaugh on the left alley. Kavanaugh from straight away. Gives off to McLean and a misfired pass at goal line extended for Taylor. Winds up out of bounds and Syracuse has possession. 26 seconds left on the Kaczynski cross check as the Orange attempt the clear moving from left to right.
They absolutely need this clear.
And they get it. Carter Rice, the short stick D-midi for Syracuse, quickly gives off to Sam English and trots towards the sideline. Carter Rice, the senior, coaching staff rave about him. Say he's the best short stick D-midi in the country. And right there showing his skill as we're back to even strength. Michael Leo, 30 yards out from cage, lefty cradle, gets a screen from Hiltz, works down the far alley, passes back to Hiltz, 5 yards out from the restraining line. Split dodges, loses the ball temporarily, gets it right back. Shooting! Misses wide of the right post. Hiltz putting on a barrage of moves. But the deep hole for Notre Dame, Will Gallagher not biting. Syracuse on the backup. Luke Roa down right alley, has a step, gives off to Spallina at X. Spin move, works towards the far side. Trying an angle, a shot denied by Ricciardelli and rolls over the end line. Now they're back up for Syracuse. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Working from the near alley, Leo has to make some time work. A shot denied by Ricciardelli as he kicks the right leg out, and Notre Dame scoops it up and heads from right to left. 6:45 left to go in the first quarter. Syracuse has not scored in today's game yet. Thomas Ricciardelli has been lights out so far in this game. The Orange have 7 shots, 2 of them on goal.
It's not just Ricciardelli either. Strangulating defense right now from Notre Dame.
Seymour trots to X. Now with his toes facing the back of the cage. Sprints towards right GLE. A pass in front, tipped away by Syracuse. Ground ball ensues along the midfield line. Is picked up by the Orange. Look out here, Dwan with the lefty cradle. Pirouettes, looks for options. Slings it far side for Spallina. It's way over his head and out of bounds. Spallina was along the far alley. Only 5'11", but that time, Hudson, Dwan probably thought he was 6'7".
Yeah, he'd have to be Naheem McLeod, Syracuse men's basketball 7'5" center. to get to that one. Syracuse right now, very jittery on the clear. Gary Gates said he didn't think Notre Dame's ride was as strong this year. Well, it's not proving to be that way.
A little bit of chaos here by Taylor. 30 yards out from cage. He hits the deck. Michael Grace had it temporarily. He loses it. Taylor in the mix as the ball works towards the far alley. 20 yards out from cage. It's still on the turf. It's kicked to McCool, who scoops it up for Syracuse. My, oh my. Absolute chaos from inside the JMA Wireless Dome. 5:18 left to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Notre Dame on top. But you would think it's an even game in the fourth quarter, the way these teams have been playing each other.
That was about a 25-second ground ball that just kept going and going, made its way about 40 yards of distance before the Orange got to it.
Almost like a game of shuffleboard as the ball rolling down. Just players keep scraping at it and trying to scoop it up. Peyton Anderson, lefty cradle from the right alley. Gives off to Luke Roa. Works goal line extended, near side. Gives off to Joey Spallina. Had 1 assist in the last game against Virginia, but a career high 11 points in the game before that against Colgate. Michael Leo from the right alley. Spins, works straight away. 20 yards out from cage, still working. Has no angle, has to pass off instead. 20 seconds left to shoot. Sam English resets things for Syracuse outside the restraining line. Makes a dash right down Broadway. A shot just high of the crossbar. Sam English had an opening and he saw some daylight, but just went high. 4:18 left to go in the first quarter. 12 seconds left on the shot clock.
The whistle blowing for an injury as well. Nate Schwitzenberg, one of the star long poles for Notre Dame, comes off the field underneath his own power, but limping heavily.
Schwitzenberg, the sophomore from Arlington Heights, Texas, as you mentioned, Hudson, one of the anchors back there on defense for Notre Dame. Shot clock gets reset to 60 seconds. 4:18 again left to go in the first quarter. Syracuse still on offense. Peyton Anderson with his left hand just below the cross of his stick. He resumes play, works towards near goal line extended. One-on-one matchup, splits a pair of blue jerseys, a shot and a goal! Peyton Anderson goes airborne and gives Syracuse its first score of the day. It's 3-1, Notre Dame on top with 4:09 left to go in the first quarter. What an impact the freshman has made for Syracuse. Made his first start last game against Virginia, scored 2 goals and arguably one of the biggest of the game. That started a 7-1 run for the Orange. Trying to do the same thing here, down 3-1 with 4:09 left to go in the first quarter. That will send us to a media timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Syracuse Men's Lacrosse on the original home of the Orange, WAER.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by our members and our sponsors.
The talk has been Joey Spallina. He comes out for those games that don't really have a lot on the line, those non-con games as well. Last weekend against Virginia, Spallina had just 1 assist. He's got 3 combined points against UVA in his last 3 meetings against them. So you already knew that he was going to come into today's game with a chip on his shoulder, and he certainly has played that way. As you mentioned, 3 goals on the day so far. As we turn our attention back to the face-off X, Will Lynch for Notre Dame lines up across from Johnny Mullen for Syracuse. Mullen has won 9 of 11 face-offs in today's game. Absolute dominance from the face-off X as this one is scooped high in the air and Mullen picks it up back in his own end. Tries to pass to his deep hole Figueres. It's miscalculated, but Jimmy McCool right there to follow it up and pick it up for Syracuse. 15 seconds played in the third quarter. Syracuse up by 5, trying to get a clear, attacking the right cage. Billy Dwan launches one all the way down the field, and it rolls over the end line. He was looking for Joey Spallina, who had to turn backwards and try and catch that in the basket like a receiver would. Notre Dame off the turnover, tries to pass through the middle of the field. It's bobbled down by Luke Roa, but Notre Dame picks up the ground ball. Almost a costly pass there. Thomas Ricciardelli, the goalkeeper for Notre Dame, zips one up ahead for Alakwa, who's over the midfield line for Notre Dame. And finally, some sound offense to begin this third quarter. A minute played in this third frame.
Syracuse really still needs to lock down on defense, though. We talked about how the Orange struggled to play a full 60 minutes of lacrosse. That's been their Achilles heel. They absolutely need these final 30 to go well.
Split dodging from left to right, it's Jordan Faison. Gives off to the far alley for Matt Jeffrey. Sprints down towards goal line extended. Face guarded by Carter Rice. He's with him every step of the way. Works it back out to Faison above restraining line. Gives off to Chris Cavanaugh, down left alley, peels back, gives off to McLean. Thought about a shot, elects to pass off to Faison instead. Under 20 left to go on the shot clock. Cavanaugh from near goal line extended. Works up to the slot. A righty sidewinder shot. Misses wide on the left post. 10 seconds left on the shot clock as McLean backs it up for Notre Dame. Cavanaugh, no goals in today's game. Syracuse has had his number. McLean from far goal line extended, passes in front. It's over the head of Taylor, and Angrick scoops it up for Notre Dame, but he just throws it away as shot clock expires. Excellent job from Syracuse. As I was just talking about, Chris Cavanaugh had a program record with 81 points last season for Notre Dame, and he has been held scoreless so far in this one. He's got the second highest goal total on the team as well with 20. Riley Figueres, the D-pole for Syracuse, has had him, like Jish Sokolsky, our sideline man said earlier, in jail. Michael Leo from the right alley has a step and peels back. Chris Reinhardt face guarding him. Leo swaps places with Joey Spallina. Leo C-cuts towards the cage above the slot, passes off to Spallina, above goal line extended near side, lowers his shoulder and goes to work against Campisi. Hilt, a step down shot with the left side, misses wide of the right post. Backed up by Syracuse, Peyton Anderson with 30 seconds left on the shot clock. 2.5 minutes played in the third quarter. Syracuse still up by 5. Anderson works the near GLE, shoots, saved by Richard Deli along the bottom part of his stomach. Went down to both knees to keep that ball from out of the cage. And now Notre Dame along the far side, working on the clear. It's Sean Light, gives back to Richard Deli, the goalkeeper. Now to the near side for Schwitzenberg. Over the midfield line, the D-pole. Stops about 30 yards out from cage and gives off to Chris Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh, his brother Pat, came off a Tewaaraton winning season last year. But the two brothers are absolute studs. Pat Cavanaugh in the PLL for the Archers. Seymour works it up high to Fisher Finley. Now to the far side for Angris. Face dodges, gives it back to Finley. Split dodge, works down left alley. Harassed by Kaczynski. To the near side, Maheras. Works towards the middle of the field, 10 yards in from the restraining line. A shot from the right alley, blocked in front and scooped up by Michael Grace. Oh my goodness, Syracuse's defense, Hudson, has been all in the shooting lanes as an errant pass from Grace to the near sideline looking for Billy Twan is way over his head. Notre Dame goes back to work on offense. We never said the defense had to be good at clearing the ball, Hudson, just limiting opportunities for Notre Dame to score.
And they've done just that, but the ride of Notre Dame starting to pick up in intensity in this second half, and for good reason. They're down on the scoreboard. They need it.
10:45 left to go in the third quarter, and in the out move by Jeffrey, a shot from 5 yards out from cage near alley, denied by McCool. It's picked up along the near sideline by Angrick, but swatted out of his stick by Riley Figueres, and the ball rolls over the sideline. Syracuse ball moving from left to right. Excellent defensive play yet again from Riley Figueres. The junior for Syracuse has got 9 ground balls and 6 caused turnovers in his last 5 games. He's been the defensive anchor all season long for Syracuse. Syracuse having some trouble. It gets over the midfield line, but an immediate turnover. Here comes Chris Cavanaugh with a full head of steam down the right alley. Passes in front to Alakwa. Shot kicked away by McCool. Rebound squirts out to the far sideline. McCarthy's there. He picks it up, avoids a check, and now he comes steamrolling, attacking the right cage over the midfield line. Jimmy McCool flashing the right cleat out to deny that shot, and the JMA crowd is loving it.
He had to full speed back pedal, off balance, face a shot from point blank range, and saved it with his cleat. Jimmy McCool finally starting to find excellent form in the last few weeks. this has been his best performance in terms of difficulty.
McCool with 7 saves on the day. A career high for him was 18 against Colgate a few weeks ago. Peyton Anderson for Syracuse the other way. Swim dodge from the near alley. Gets absolutely harassed. He falls down, but not before giving a pass off to Spallina at X. Works the far goal line extended. A sidewinding shot denied by Richard Deli. Rebound goes to the far boundary. And it's Notre Dame ball. Excellent save from Thomas Richardelli, who Hudson says, hey, Jimmy, anything you can do, I can do better.
No, he's been on fire today. Richardelli, very little known about him coming into the year. Had only played in 1 game in the prior 2 seasons of his collegiate career, but he has stepped up in a major way this season, and he's proven it today. 2nd in goals allowed average in the ACC, only behind McCool.
Richardelli with 8 saves today. Maharas, meanwhile, for Notre Dame, gets to X and places it to Seymour above goal line extended near side. 8.5 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Still no goals in this frame as well. Both defenses have really come out for this second half. Along the far side, it's Taylor, gives it back to Kavanaugh. Works to Engrick at X. Lefty cradle as he twirls the wand. Gets the far goal line extended. A spin around shot denied by the chest of McCool. Rebound comes about 15 yards out from Cage and is picked up by Carter Rice for Syracuse. Lefty cradle as he sprints up ahead. Couple of juke moves. Running out of real estate along the near boundary. He gives off to Sam English, who comes off the sideline for the Orange. Headmans it up ahead. Straight away, tried to get a shot off. It's blocked away by Notre Dame. Nick Kakemo saw green grass ahead of him, thought about the shot, and as he went back to rip it, was harassed from behind. The ball got knocked out of his stick. Notre Dame on the clear. It's Richard Deli, who takes a little bit of a shove by Spallina, and there goes the flag. Notre Dame still on the attack, though, as Sean Light over the midfield line sets up his offense. 7.5 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 8-3, Syracuse on top. Notre Dame trying to come back in this matchup. Will Engrick with his heels on the Block S logo at midfield. Gives off to Chris Kavanaugh. Now to Jeffrey, far goal line extended. Side shuffles, works parallel with goal line extended. Rounds to X. Passes to McLean with the lefty cradle. Now switches to his right. He's got 2 goals in today's game. Gives it back to Jeffrey at X. Swing dodge over Dwan. Rolls to far goal line extended. He can't get the shot off. Rebound sits on the turf. Flag flies as Jeffrey took a huge hit. After the shot, his helmet came flying out. And so 2 flags on the field against Syracuse.
This could be big for the Irish here as the replay plays on the screen, and Gary Gate is out onto the field to argue with the officiating against what they're presumably about to call against Figueres. Oh boy, he is really giving it to the crew chief. We'll hear the call.
I got 2 fouls on the play, both on Syracuse. 22, cross check, 1 minute. 11, cross check to the head. We're gonna look at it. Hold on, somebody look at it.
And now another flag flying.
Syracuse's coaching staff is livid right now. We expected this, Hudson. 2 teams in the top 10 going at it. Every time these teams play, it seems to be close, as Coach Gary Gate getting an explanation from the officials.
The penalty from Figueres is under review. He decked Jeffrey to the ground on the far side. His helmet rolled off after that. And it's not just Gate. Oderna and Marsh also giving words to the headman.
While this play is under review, we'll send it to a quick timeout. You're listening to Syracuse Men's Lacrosse on the original home of the Orange, WAER.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by our members and our sponsors.
Notre Dame resumes play along the near side. Engrick from straight away gives off to Kavanaugh. Twirling the wand with his right cradle. Works down the alley. Plays it back up top to McLean. Fakes a step down shot. Rolls to the high slot about 10 yards out from Cage. Gives off to Jeffrey. Side shuffles straight away. Righty cradle. Now to his left. A shot. Oh, it just misses wide of the right post. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. As Angrick, with his toes facing the back of the cage, works to far GLE. Thought about a shot, gives off to Kavanaugh straight away from the restraining line. Works inside, a lefty shot denied by McCool. Rebound in possession of Michael Grace. Another big-time stop for Jimmy McCool, the netminder for Syracuse, as they work on the clear from left to right. Jimmy McCool, give him 10 saves on the day.
All of those shots were tough ones that he's had to save. He has been unbelievable from close range.
A main reason why Notre Dame has been on a 30-minute scoring drought, as Wyatt Hoddle takes it below goal line extended for Syracuse. Spallina finds Hiltz in the slot, and he lets it go and scores! Owen Hiltz with the lefty sidewinder, 10 yards out from cage, makes no mistake about it. Welcome to the scoring party, number 77. It's 9-3 Syracuse with 3:17 left to go in the third quarter. Owen Hiltz, he's got 2 assists on the day. Now give him a goal. 3 points as he immediately points to Joey Spallina, who set him up. Syracuse riding the momentum as they take it into the media timeout. We'll do the same. You're listening to Syracuse Men's Lacrosse on the original home of the Orange, WAER.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by our members and our sponsors.